Good morning, children. Yesterday we have discussed about the internal structure of the heart and the functions of the valves, blood vessels, and how the blood circulation taking place in the heart. That all we have discussed. And while coming to today's explanation, arteries and veins, how they are looking according to their structure. So while we are observing the TS of the arteries, so that is like this. So arteries carry blood from the heart to body parts, that we know, and arteries don't require valves because the pressure from the heart is so strong, so that blood is only able to flow in one direction. There is no need of valves in the case of arteries, and valves also help blood travel back to the heart against the force of gravity. But in the case of arteries, aorta, which carries blood from heart to the all body parts, which supply blood to the all body parts, there is no need of gravitational force of attraction. There is no need of bother about gravity. So that's why arteries don't require any valves. And coming to the parts, here the layers. First one is elastic fibrous coat, which it is having. So elastic means muscles, and elastic fibers with the valves also allow artery to expand and recoil with each surge of blood. So elastic fibrous coat enables the artery to enlarge. Whenever the blood flow occurs, it will enlarge. So elastic means it will enlarge at that time. According to the blood flow, it will expand and relax again. And muscle layer, which is also smooth. Coming to the arteries, which are rigid, but elastic fibrous coat it is having. And muscle layer is the smooth and thickest layer. It is also not only provides protection for the artery, and also muscle layer provides support for the vessels, and also changes diameter of the vessel. Diameter of the artery, it will regulates according to the blood flow. According to the blood pressure, it will regulate, and it allowing them to contract and expand depending on the peripheral blood demand. Depending on the blood demand, it allows the diameter of the vessel. So muscle layer which will allows the diameter of the vessel, and elastic fibrous coat which will gives a flexible nature according to the expansion. According to the blood flow, it will expand and again relax. And muscle layer gives support and also expands the diameter according to the blood flow. These two layers I think you got. And coming to the lumen, which is the tubular space for the vessel, and which is smaller than the veins lumen. So the space in which the blood enters, the entrance here, this one is through this space only the blood flows. So lumen is the space, tubular space, and which is smaller than the veins lumen. And coming to the lining cells and endothelium cells. What is the function of these endothelium cells? And it is the interface between the blood and tissue, and it detects the blood clotting, and immunity is responsible by endothelium lining. Immunity of the blood vessel is responsible by endothelium layer. And coming to the TS of the vein, it is like this, children, and which is having tough, not smooth. In the case of arteries, smooth fibrous coat. Here, tough fibrous coat it is having. The muscle layer surrounding the veins is thinner compared to the arteries. It is arteries are having thicker walls, that we know. Previously we have discussed about that. Veins are having thin walls than arteries. So, and that one is tough, not smooth fibrous coat. Tough fibrous coat. Arteries are rigid, veins are not rigid, less rigid. And coming to the coating, here tough fibrous coat is having by veins, and arteries are having smooth fibrous coat. So fiber name itself indicates whenever the blood flows, it will expand the size. Muscle layer will expand the diameter of the vessel. So muscle layer is useful for that. And lumen, which is bigger than arteries in the case of veins. Lumen is the space, entrance space, tubular space for blood flow is lumen, that we know. Endothelium is also useful for giving support to the cell, and also support to the vessel, and also it is the interface between the blood and tissue, and which is detects the immunity system, blood clottings, and the function and platelets also provided by this, which controls all, and the endothelium contains the enzymes related to the clotting and all, and which detects the reactions, blood-borne signals, all which will be detected by endothelium lining, which is also gives immunity protection. So platelets also, like platelets. And coming to the blood capillaries, so we know that arteries and veins are again connected to the subparts, sub blood vessels called capillaries, thin blood vessels, yes, which are single layer cells, and they allow diffusion of various substances. White blood cells can squeeze out of capillary wall. Yes, WBC are the white blood cells. Leukocytes also we can call, can squeeze out from these capillary cells. So these all are about the 3 types of blood vessels and their TS structures. So this is about this. And here some questions they have given. In which blood vessel walls are found? We know that only in the case of veins walls are present. So we have discussed previously also this one, only veins are having walls. There is no need of walls for the case for that arteries. There is no need of walls in the case of arteries because there is more pressure inside of the arteries. One direction only it will flow, and there is no need of gravitational control. There is no pumping against the gravity. So that's why there is no need of walls. Only veins are having walls. The deep-seated blood vessels bulge on the side towards the heart. Those are arteries. Deeply seated blood vessels are arteries in the body, in the heart. And arteries have no walls, and blood vessel spurts with a great flow. And it bulges on one side because it has thick connective tissue and small lumen. Because of small lumen, it is deeply seated into the body, and there is a more pressure and small lumen. That's why arteries are deeply seated in the body. And coming to the why do subcutaneous blood vessels bulge on the side away from the heart when the hand is tied? Yes, subcutaneous walls, blood vessels which are bulge away from the heart due to the flow of blood will stores, and when the hand is tied, at that time the blood will flow on whole body except that hand. Whole body except that hand. The blood flows whole body except that hand. That's why the subcutaneous blood vessels bulge away from the heart. Due to that tying of hand, it will happens. I think you got this answer also. I will send you all these answers as photocopy. And why are arteries are deeply seated in the body, whereas veins are seated on peripheral part of the body? Arteries are deep seated on body because of more pressure. That also we got. Yes, arteries are having smaller lumen and deeply seated in the body, and veins are lower pressure than arteries. That's why they are peripherally, whereas veins are seated peripheral part of the body because they are having less pressure than arteries. And arteries are deeply seated in the body because of more blood pressure inside of those. And coming to the cardiac cycle, we are going to see now. Children, coming to the cardiac cycle, we know that cardiac cycle, lub-dub sounds we can hear from our heart. If we observe like that, you can understand that lub-dub sound we can observe. Each and every human being heart and each and every mammal heart can give that sound, lub-dub. So what is systole and diastole? Here we are seeing two terms, systole and diastole. So lub-dub sound we know. When lub sound will comes and when that dub sound will comes. So two sounds combinedly we are calling as a cardiac cycle. Yes, lub dub. That sound at that time 0.8 seconds, within 0.8 seconds we can observe that sound, lub dub. So that sound, two sounds commonly called as a cardiac cycle. So inside of the heart, what will happen in that cardiac cycle, in that period of 0.8 seconds, what will happen? So that we are going to see now. Diastole means the all four chambers of the heart at relaxation stage, that stage is called here diastole. And systole means those are in contraction. So those are in contraction. That's why that is called as systole. Diastole and systole combinedly called as cardiac cycle. So while the blood enters into the arteries, yes, and it goes to right ventricle and left ventricle. So at that time we have discussed about that blood circulation. Here right ventricle to the pulmonary arteries and left ventricle to the aorta the blood will goes. So at that time the two ventricles are in contraction stage. So that is systole. At that time the blood enters from right ventricle to the pulmonary artery, at the same time left ventricle to the aorta. So these both will happen systole stage. At that time lub sound we can get. Lub sound we can get. Active sound, lub, sharp sound. So then while the blood enters from both the atriums to both the ventricles, yes, and the walls close, at that time the blood cannot flow back to the atriums again. At that time we can listen dub sound. So this combinedly lub dub sound completed. This one is called as cardiac cycle. Sequential events of the heart. Repeatedly we can observe again and again. So one cardiac cycle completes after lub dub sound. The contraction and relaxation completed. At that time we can observe that one as a cardiac cycle. So diastole means relaxation, systole means contraction. All the four chambers are relaxation stage. At that stage is called as diastole. And after that we'll get lub and dub sounds we can get. In the systole stage lub dub sound we can get. At that time two ventricles supply blood to the aorta at the same time. And again two atriums to the ventricles the blood enters at the same time. So at that time we can listen that dull sound dub, lub dub completed. At that time 0.8 seconds. Within 0.8 seconds we can observe systole stage, then diastole, then systole. Like that repeated events happening. So the cardiac cycle completes within 0.8 seconds. That is systole stage only, the cardiac cycle. Diastole relaxation. Then again start like that. So we can get lub dub sounds repeatedly. Diastole to systole. So systole stage lub dub sound will comes. So that is called as a cardiac cycle. So that is happening within 0.8 seconds. So the time needed for arterial contraction is 0.11 to 0.14 seconds. In that 0.8 seconds, 0.11 to 0.14 seconds for arterial contraction, and the time needed for ventricular contraction is 0.27 to 0.35 seconds. I think you got this one clearly. So the blood pumped into the blood vessels at regular intervals, and the tissues will not receive the blood continuously as spurts. Yes, drops like pulses, like spurts. This you should understand. The tissues will not receive the blood continuously. They will receive as spurts, small drops, pulses like. The rate of pulse is equal to the heartbeat. That's why that we can observe on our finger, on our wrist. We can observe with the fingers that pulses sound, spurts. Continuous, there is no continuous flow, like spurts only, it will enters into the tissue level. The rate of pulse is always equal to the rate of heartbeat. This from first class onwards we are discussing. So here different diagrams they have given for systole and diastole stage, and also lub dub sound when we can receive. So these all are the diagrams indicating that one. So we have already discussed about all this. So like this we can observe.